Praise Yahweh. Move on to the next presentation, which is entitled My Brother's Keeper, which was a very heavy subject. It's a very heavy subject in this matter because that's what we're dealing with. Brothers keeping each other safe, not putting each other in harm's way. Praise Yahweh. So this is my brother's keeper. This is only God can judge me, my brother's keeper. Praise Yahweh. Well, only I can judge me, my brother's keeper. Praise Yahweh. First, I would like to give thanks to Yahweh Ben Yahweh for teaching me the way. It is only through Yahweh Ben Yahweh that I have learned to understand the Holy Bible. Through his 10-step study method and his spirit, it is mandated that we be like Yahweh Ben Yahweh and change our ways. Matthew 5:48, Colossians 3:10. It is most important that we love Yahweh. Deuteronomy 6:5, Matthew 22:37 through 40. And our brothers, our Hebrew brothers as ourselves. Praise Yahweh. Brothers are not supposed to hate each other. 1 John 3:10 and 4:20. And if a brother does wrong, he should be forgiven 7 times 7. Matthew chapter 18, 21 and 22. We can't receive forgiveness from Yahweh the Father unless we forgive our debtors, our brothers who sinned against us. That is called being a hypocrite. Matthew chapter 6, verses 14 and 15. Let me begin by saying I acknowledge completely that it is wrong for two Hebrews to fight. This is wrong from the beginning, and no one in their right mind should promote or advocate such behavior. I do not believe in such a manner and strongly believe that Yahweh raised us up to be gods for this exact reason. Gods from Psalm 82:6. The whole chapter is based on judgment. Remember, I told you I wrote this back in 2019, so I've been on it, I'm still on it, and it's never ending. It's never ceases. It's just going to continue to grow. A synonym, gods from Psalm 82:6, the whole chapter is based on judgment, is in a concordance at Hebrew reference number 430 and is a magistrate, a judge. A synonym for magistrate is peacemaker. Since we want peace, it is beneficial that we be peacemakers. I do not raise up against my brother because I am my brother's keeper. Cain and Abel fought in the beginning, and Cain was not his brother's keeper. Abel was a keeper, so being Abel, A-B-L-E, and A-B-E-L, minded, I need to know the state of my flocks. Proverbs chapter 27, verse 23. I say I am my brother's keeper, right? Right. So what is a brother? And who is my brother? Brother in the concordance is at Hebrew reference number 251. And there's Ak. Aleph, Keth, Ak. Brother in the widest sense of literal relationships and metaphorical affinity or resemblance. Since we want a wider metaphorical sense and resemblance, what is a brother in the dictionary? Praise Yahweh. Brother in the dictionary is defined as one, a male having one or both parents in common with another individual. Two, a man who is religious but not a priest. Three, kinsman, also soul brother. Praise Yahweh. Kinsman is equal to relative. Synonyms for relative are kin, relation, also in-law, kinswoman, blood, clan, family, folk, house, kindred, kinfolk, line, lineage, people, race, stock, tribe. A clan is a group united by a common interest or common characteristic. A tribe, too, is a group of people having a common character, occupation, or interest. Our interest is the business of Yahweh, the nation of Yahweh, the university of Yahweh, the affairs of Yahweh, which includes studying the laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments of Yahweh diligently and applying them to make myself better and then our nation as a whole. Our character is the 28 more attributes of Yahweh. Our character is the Hebrew alphabets of Yahweh. Our character is love, peace, and harmony for the whole earth. Our occupation is building the kingdom of Yahweh, kingdom of peace and shalom, kingdom of righteousness through the many skills Yahweh has endowed us with. Skills to teach, learn, lead, doctor, engineer, fly, cook, drive, manage, idolize, create, industry, idealize, create industry, and innovate. These interests, characteristics, and occupation are what makes us brothers. Now, what makes a brother a keeper? Keeper in the concordance for Genesis 4:9 is in the concordance at Hebrew reference number 8104 and is Shin Mem Resh Shamar. And it means to hedge, that is, guard, generally to protect, attend to, etc. By definition, a keeper is a person or group that watches over someone or something. To guard is the act or duty of protecting or defending. To guard means to protect from danger, especially by watchful attention, defend. Keeper, from Genesis 4:2, as was able in the concordance, is that Hebrew reference number 7462. Ra'ah, Resh Ayin Hay. And it means to tend a flock, that is, pasture. Abel was like a pastor. Abel was a pastor. He was a pastor. He was a pastor of literal sheep, and he was a pastor of men. Praise Yahweh. Tend means to apply oneself to the flock. Tend means to take care of the flock. Tend means to move or develop one's course towards the flock. Tend means to show an inclination, a tendency toward the flock. Tendency is direction or approach toward the flock. The sheep, the people of Yahweh. Tendency is proneness or readiness to think like Yahweh and act like Yahweh. So Abel had a tendency towards the flock to protect them. Abel has an inclination to do good to the flock. Abel has a mindset to watch over the flock to make sure they are safe. Cain was a tiller of the ground. Ground in Hebrew is Adamah and is soil. Soil means corrupt, pollute, to make it become dirty, stain, disgrace, befoul, blacken, foul, grind, mere, muddy, and smirch. Cain and Abel are not brothers, seeing they don't have common characteristics. Abel protects and Cain corrupts. Abel guards and Cain pollutes. Abel has a tendency towards the flock, and Cain comes from a place which is dirty. These two can't possibly be related. In the end, who is my brother's keeper? My brother's keeper is the one I have common interest with. Family, kinfolk, who shares the same ideas and belief, has the same goals. My brother's keeper is the man or woman who seeks my welfare and safety. He is constantly concerned for my security. In the end, my brother's keeper are those who keep the laws of Yahweh as stated in Matthew chapter 12, verse 50. Matthew chapter 12, verse 50. Who are my brothers? Matthew chapter 12, 47 through 50. Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. Praise Yahweh. If my brother loves me, he keeps the commandments as stated in John chapter 14, verse 15. To keep the commandments, you have to have love. I love my brothers and my brothers keep them. I have a tendency to think about my brothers and their welfare. I seek to guard my brothers and protect them as best as I can. I slip at times in thought and forget to apply the laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments of Yahweh, even though I have grown so much in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Learning how to tend the flock of Yahweh is a tough task to learn, and because I slip doesn't mean I fall. I continue on learning from each lesson and seeking to improve. So in offending another being in error and blinded at times, I only ask that brothers find it in their hearts to forgive Kezion, because Kezion struggles with faults tremendously and tries very hard to overcome it. I love all my brothers. Yahweh ben Yahweh, the blessed and only potentate, and especially Yahweh, our great, good, and awesome God. Shalom Aleichem. Praise Yahweh. That was my brother's keeper. And in essence, understanding my brother's keeper and who is my brother, who is my sister, who is my mother, those from the nation, it means that we practice Matthew chapter 22, verse 37 through 40 diligently and hard. I love my brothers and my sisters and my mothers and Yahweh as myself. So why hurt one of them? This situation, situations like this only occurs when both Hebrew Israelites forget that we are brothers or that we are sisters. Only when we forget situations like this occurs. Unfortunately, it's hard to avoid those situations having a nigga mindset, having been corrupted. See, Yahweh made us good. He wanted us to be good. Over here in Ecclesiastes chapter 6, Yahweh wanted us to be good. So he made us good. Ecclesiastes chapter 7. But it is the nigga mindset that has corrupted everything. Or the devil mindset. Or the cracker mindset. Whichever ignorant, evil, sick mindset they want to have, that's what twists everything. Praise Yahweh. And who can make that straight, which God Yahweh made crooked? That's Ecclesiastes 7:13. I just wanted to hit. But Ecclesiastes 7:29 says, "Lo, this only have I found." And I found it. I realized I found it. I searched it out and I found it. That God Yahweh made man upright. So when you go back to Genesis, when you take it back to Genesis, you find something startling there, something peculiar, something you wouldn't normally assume, being in a dead state of mind, being in a hateful nigga state of mind, where each level of creation Yahweh went through, he said it was good. Yes, sir. Praise Yahweh. Each day Yahweh made something, he was like, it's good. It's upright. In other words, it's moral. In other words, it's perfect. So, boom. This only have I found, that God Yahweh made man upright. But they have sought out many inventions, which means schemes, devices, traps, frauds, all of that. Niggas, they seek, they search that out. The niggas, they search that out. Praise Yahweh.